Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, codename Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP Document Review. And the SCP we will be reviewing today is SCP-8917. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-8917 is contained in the Safe Wing of Site 8 miles south of Seoul, South Korea. It is to be cared for within standard welfare guidelines for domestic cats, though any hunting behavior should be discouraged. Humanizing or person-like treatment of the anomaly is to be avoided. Exposure of SCP-8917 to artifacts, information, or artistic depictions related to Sarkic religious traditions is prohibited. See Foundation Literature for more information, as well as any media or art involving human warfare, weaponry, or significant bodily trauma. Any display of anomalous intelligence or ability by SCP-8917 should be ignored in its proximity before being recorded. Description: SCP-8917 is a male domestic cat, Felis catus, displaying white and ginger tabby patterning on its coat. As far as can be ascertained, SCP-8917 is anatomically non-anomalous. However, it has been seen to perform outside of bounds of intelligence for an average member of its species. These actions have included composing and writing coherent, complex sentences, non-verbally responding to human speech, and the expression of distinctly unfeline poses and body language. SCP-8917's abnormal actions decrease in frequency during periods of non-exposure to the previously outlined stimuli. Acquisition: SCP-8917 was received on December 27, 2021, by Foundation researcher Lee Sang-won. Lee had taken SCP-8917 as a pet 4 years prior to Incident 8917-01, which led to its classification and containment. In that time, he noted no similar aberrant behavior other than the fact that it seemed to sit uncharacteristically still to view his laptop when he accessed certain Foundation projects. According to researcher Lee, SCP-8917 was raised conventionally after he found and adopted it as a kitten near the Seongsan Bridge in Seoul. He recognized it during the 5 p.m. televised news on the day of December 27th, as well as the anomalous relevance of its actions. See Incident Log 8917-01, and left work immediately to retrieve it. Incident Log 8917-01. On December 27, 2021, SCP-8917 was seen to travel from the north to the south bank of the Han River across its frozen surface, starting at the base of Yongbyon-san Mountains in the Seondong district. One prominent local television network filmed this act for demonstrative purposes in a weather report. Once SCP-8917 reached the south bank, it began to use its front paws to write a message into the snow. The shot zoomed in as it ceased doing so, and stood upright on its hind legs, raising its forelimbs above its head in a gesture suggested to portray triumph. The message, written in Aditite, Amararanga, a ritual language common to many Sarkic groups, read: "Praise be the sacred flesh. My purpose is restored, and I have fulfilled the promise of 1,000 years. In the name of the Grand Karcist, I stand unchallenged on the other side of the river. So many of our brethren died trying to cross. The battle is ended. In this form, I claim the land south of this water for the Kalamaktama, for our forever deathless empire." After a few minutes of parading in this manner, researcher Lee arrived and retrieved SCP-8917, who offered little resistance. After the regional Foundation branch were appraised of the situation, information suppression and amnesticization efforts began in earnest. All subsequent broadcasts of the incident were truncated by embedded Foundation agents to eliminate veil-breaking content. Supplementary information. At the time of Incident 8917-01, researcher Lee was annotating observations on Sarkic-related material discovered at a nearby archaeological site. Of particular interest is the section which he had started that day concerning a monolith dedicated to the fallen of the great battle before the mighty Ungniha, an antiquated name for the Han River. A passage of note is transcribed below. And now hear the wailing of once proud Tegnuzar, felled on the banks of the bloody Agniha. His cries are the names of his soldiers, brave Nalkins, all who fought for their empire, those which are remembered through the consecration of their flesh. As he laid pierced and bleeding, the general spoke these words unto his faithful attendants: Weep not for me, for one day I shall return to this land and conquer it in our name, in the name of our Ozermak. If it takes 100 years, if it takes me 1,000 or a millennia more, I will mark this land with the black banner of our ancestors, the bleeding standard of Adatum. I will pull my bones from their grave of centuries to take the nearest form, and from within it I will drive our borders further down the sacred prominence. But for now I will rest upon Ungania's bone-littered shore. All praise to the Grand Karsist. Thus spoke Tenuzar. And that is it. I have met SCP-8917. Cute cat. Well, everyone, thank you all so much for listening or watching. My name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, and I'll see you next week with another document review. Bye.